Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tucker Miller here again, and like I said, for my next movie review, I'm gonna be reviewing on Shark Tale. Came out in 2004. And again, the same year I was born. So, the plot of this movie is we got this fish named Oscar, who's voiced by Will Smith. He works at a whale watch, and he's a nobody, but wants to become somebody. He dreams of being, like, rich and famous and all that. And then we got these sharks named Wenny, who is voiced by Jack Black, and his brother Frankie, and their father Don Reno, who was voiced by Robert De Niro. Wenny does not want to act like a normal shark, just like his brother and his father. So Don Reno sent Frankie to teach Wenny how to act like a real shark. And then, yeah. And then Frankie got killed by an anchor, and then, yeah, Oscar saw it and he decided to come up with a lie that he killed the shark. And then everyone called him the Shark Slayer, and he got so famous, so popular. Everyone loved him, and yeah. And yeah. Then Oscar met Wenny, and then Oscar and Wenny must do everything they can to keep the lie going, and yeah. And that's basically what the plot is. Now, what do I have to say about Shark Tale? I actually think this is an underrated DreamWorks movie. I mean, sure, not many people like this movie. This film does have a few flaws, but I don't think it's bad at all. I don't think it's terrible. After we watching this film earlier today, I didn't think it's terrible. I actually enjoyed this movie. Very underrated DreamWorks movie. So, yeah. Yeah. Although many people do not like this film, they consider this to be like one of the worst DreamWorks films, along with Shrek the Third and a few others. To be honest, I do like Shrek the Third. I'm planning to review on that movie at some point, but I think the worst DreamWorks movies, in my opinion, will have to be The Boss Baby and Trolls. I do not like any of these movies. I do like Shark Tale, but I don't like Boss Baby and Trolls, though. So those movies will be rants. So yeah, I'm going to cover those for a video sometime soon. So yeah. Yeah, I'm planning to watch every single DreamWorks film leading out to The Wild Robot, even the bad ones. So yeah. Yeah, and the ones I haven't even seen yet. So yeah. Yeah, but Shark Tale, I do enjoy this film. I really enjoyed Shark Tale, but not as good as another fish animated movie, Finding Nemo. That's right. This movie was to cash in on Pixar's fish animated movie, Finding Nemo, which Shark Tale came out a year after Finding Nemo, because Finding Nemo came out in 2003, and as for Shark Tale, it came out in 2004. So yeah, this is kind of like the whole thing with Ants and A Bug's Life. Ants and the Bug's Life came out the same year, 1998, but Finding Nemo came out in 2003, and Shark Tale came out in 2004. So yeah, this is like the second time DreamWorks has been into a competition with had like a competition with Pixar. So yeah. But even though they didn't came out the same year, like I said, Finding Nemo came out in 2003 and Shark Tale came out in 2004. So yeah. Yeah. Is there any characters I can say? Let's just talk about the characters. Oscar. I think Oscar is a great character in my opinion, and I have to say Will Smith did a great job voicing the character. Yep, I do like Will Smith. We all know him in films such as Men in Black and Independence Day, which those are both good movies, by the way. So, yep. I do like Will Smith. Lenny, he's a hilarious character. He's probably my favorite character. Lenny is probably my favorite character. And I have to say, Jack Black did a great job voicing him. Angie, she's a great character too. And I have to say, Renee Zellweger did a great job voicing the character too. So yeah, we all know Renee Zellweger and her role in Chicago. And yeah. Lola, she's an alright character. I do like Sykes, the pufferfish. I do like Sykes, he's a great character. And the jellyfishes were good. And Don Reno, I think he's a great villain, in my opinion. And I have to say, Robert De Niro, which we all know him in films such as Goodfellas and Casino. And yeah, which those are also great movies. So yeah. I do like Robert De Niro. So yeah. Yeah, so yeah, those are the characters I can think of on top of my head. And yeah. Animation in this movie was just okay, not the best. Just like kinda how I said it with Ants. Ants animation was okay. Shark Tale's animation was just decent. Just not the best animation I've seen for an animated movie, but yeah. A lot of people consider the animation to be ugly. Like, yeah. But to me, honestly, it's okay. I honestly think this is an underrated movie. But feel good to disagree. So, yeah. And I don't know any scenes I can think of on top of my head, so, yeah. There's not any scenes I could think of on top of my head. The animation is okay. The story is kind of ridiculous. Because, you know, a fish that lied and became famous decided to come up with a lie and become so famous. That's kind of a ridiculous premise, but hey, not a bad movie. And yeah, and the characters are pretty good, and yeah. And it does have a great voice talent of Will Smith, Jack Black, Renee Zellweger, and Robert De Niro. And yeah. Not a bad cast. So yeah. Yeah. And this movie came out like 5 months after Shrek 2, because Shrek 2 came out in theaters on May 19th, 2004. And yeah. I already reviewed on Shrek 2. That was my previous review. So, yeah. And Shark Tale came out in theaters on October 1st, 2004. So, yeah. And a fun fact, this movie came out 1 week before I was born. That's right. This movie came out 1 week before I was born. Which, you know, this film came out in theaters on October 1st, 2004. And this movie came out in theaters on October 1st, 2004. And I would be born on October 6th, 2004. which will be that Wednesday, on Wednesday, October 6th, 2004. So yeah. Yeah, I was born a few days after this movie came out. October 6th, 2004. And like I said before, Shark Tale came out October 1st, 2004. So yeah. Ignore the doorbell ringing, guys. So yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy Shark Tale, but not as good as other DreamWorks films like Shrek and some of the others, and yeah. And yeah, so yeah, I enjoy Shark Tale from what it is. Despite its major flaws, and yeah. And yeah, so yeah. I enjoy Shark Tale a lot, but not as good as like Finding Nemo. When I was a kid, I watched Finding Nemo like way more than Shark Tale. That's why I watched Finding Nemo more than Shark Tale. I watched Shark Tale a few times as a kid, and yeah. Yeah? And so yeah. So, yeah. I prefer Finding Nemo. Like I said, I prefer Pixar more than DreamWorks. Not saying DreamWorks is a bad studio. I enjoy most of their movies. But, yeah. With the exception of stuff like Trolls and Boss Baby. And yeah. And yeah. I'm planning to rant on those two movies soon. As well as their sequels. And yeah. Yeah. But Shark Tale, not a bad movie. So, yeah. That's all I can say about Shark Tale. So, I'm gonna give Shark Tale a 6 out of 10. This film does have its flaws. But yeah. But overall, it's not a bad movie. I'll give it a pass. So, yeah. So anyways, that is it for my movie review on Shark Tale. And stay tuned for my next movie review, which will be on Madagascar. Until then, see you in the next video. Bye.